So in the last video, we looked at multi-line strings. And in this video, let's look at how you can do interpolation using template literals in ES 2015. So let's say you have two variables, right? And maybe you want to do some kind of arithmetic operation. And while you're doing that operation, you want to add those numbers and use them within some statement. So maybe you want to say, my sum is, and then you want to put the number there, the result of these two variables. So if you wanted to do this in old JavaScript before interpolation was introduced, you'd have to, first of all, you write your string in there, and then you add the plus, which is used for joining the two, and then you do your operation using your variables in there, and then you do another plus, and if there is anything else that you want to write, you'd write it there. And that is the same thing that we have here. So if we do a console.log, maybe for adding the two numbers, you say adding the numbers gives, so you see our string ends there, then we concatenate the sum of the two numbers, we join the sum of the two numbers, then we want to join that, and we also want to put this in a new line. If you see this means in a new line, so it will take this next thing into a new line. So multiplying the numbers gives, then again you do another concatenation here, another concatenation, then you join that with a final plus. So you can see this is a lot of work. This involves a lot more code, and you can do the same thing using interpolation in JavaScript. And in JavaScript ES 2015, the only thing you need to do is you just write everything, make sure it's in a backtick. You can see here, these are backticks. The one that we have here, that's a backtick. That's also a backtick. If you use anything else, it will not work. So you use the backtick, then adding the numbers gives, then you see this, the dollar sign, and this curly braces will do the operation which is there. So this will be passed into a function, and the function will do an operation of this and then put the result there. So if you're doing the addition of these two numbers, it will add this number and then add this number, and once it has added these two numbers, it will put the result there. So it will replace the result with that, what is there, and then it will continue on writing all this, and then it will also do the calculation of this, and once it has done the calculation of this, it will put the result there. So you see, in this case, we don't have to do any concatenation the way we did here. So this is of course best done as an example. So let me go to the browser and see how we can do this as an example. So let's say we have a var num1 is equals to 20, and then we have var num2 is equals to 11. So you can just use this as variables. Let's say you want to add them. If I do this, those are two backticks. I can say num1 value is, then I'll use the dollar sign, curly braces, and num1. So this will replace the value of num1 with what is there. So num1, and make sure you're using backticks for this. If you use the single quotes, it's not going to work. So if I display that, you see it tells us num1 value is 20. And also if I want to do num2, I can just say num2 value is display. This is how interpolation will work. But let's say we wanted to do the same thing in the old JavaScript. Currently, the way it is in JavaScript, I'd have to do this. So I'd have to do this num2 value is, then I do, you know it, concatenation, and then the variable num2. So this, if I display, it gives us the same result. And let me add a space there. So if I add a space in display, you see what it tells us. num2 is 11. So you can see this is an easier way for you to just do the result pretty quick. You can even do a calculation in here. So let's say num2 plus num1 value is, so we can just do num2 plus num1. So it will just add these two and give the result. The result will be replaced, the result value of num2 and num1. So if I run display, you see it gives us the value is 31. If maybe you want to change, you want to do another operation, maybe multiplication, there you go. Then once you multiply them, you want to also subtract. You want to also subtract from 100 and then give the result. So if I display that, okay. So what I need to do with this, let me do an alert, and I will put the entire thing in there. So if I run this, it will give us the value that we want. So you see, if you do an alert, it runs just fine. Sometimes Scratchpad always gives me issues like that. I don't know what that's about, but if you experience such an issue that you know something is supposed to work, you can just try an alert or even do a console.log in your HTML code, in your JavaScript script. So in this video, what we have done is we have seen that you can do interpolation. You can just insert a value inside instead of using the concatenation like we are used to using. You can now do a very simple concatenation, a very simple interpolation, whereby you just use the $, curly braces, and whatever operation you want to do, you'll just put inside those curly braces. So if you have any question about this, feel very free to let me know. And also you can go to, you can just go online and try to read more about template literals, especially on MDN, that is the Mozilla Developer Network. But if you still have any questions, just feel very free to let me know. So I'll see you in the next video when we continue from here.